I mean, live in air or on
No,
YouTube?
in YouTube.
Good.
Yes. Morning, Hakan. You were talking
Good morning.
so fast now. I didn't even have a chance to say good morning. Good morning, Tommy and Geert on stream. Good morning, Hakan and Kies here with me. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
So, I apologize. I'm a few minutes late, but we again don't have power, so I had to get the gas bottle out and cook me some water on the gas stove to get coffee. And now I've got coffee. Now we can start streaming. It's funny. It's so funny. It's almost makes me want to cry. Anyway, good. So,
October traffic, Skymatix 356, lining up runway 03 left and wait.
apologies to the gentlemen that are already taking off and flying. But stuff happened. I had to sort out quite a few things. So here we are. Okay, just for the record, this is not a beta version of the Zibo. We are not going to stream that until we have VNAV going again, because unless Zibo wants a specific test. Okay, so I'm just going to stick to your version, and we're just going to enjoy ourselves for a change instead of just working all the time. So there's that as well. Right, so the reason for this stream, apart from relaxing, is also I want to see what the AutoOrthos do for me in Johannesburg, well, in South Africa. See, in the old days when we used to make orthos ourselves the whole time, what I would do is I would make them kind of, the first couple of 100 kilometers around Johannesburg. Then I would skip all the desert and semi-arid desert areas like the Karoo Desert. I just never made orthos because there's not much to see, but there is something to see, just logical. Just never made them. So today, with this version of orthos, I would like to see if it will stream it, if it will actually show us the Karoo Desert. So that lies between the Free State and Cape Town itself. You'll see. You'll see when we get there. I'll probably remind you. Good morning, Peter and Flightsimmer X. Thank you guys for joining. Okay, I'm the last one here. Laurie's about to take off, so I better start moving my butt and get going as well. Right, as usual, if you have comments and you just want to chat a little bit, feel free. Feel free, guys. I'm not in a big rush. I'm just here to enjoy myself. And I hope you get some enjoyment from it as well. There you go, Tommy. Yeah. I saw your comments there. I did give it a like on Discord. I'm glad it seems you sorted it out. So awesome. Just quickly, let's get SDKP on here so I can show you Navigraph. This is the route for today. Us being in Joburg, that's where I live, so it's close to my home, and we're going down to fairest Cape Town. And yes, are you going with us? Are you flying with or not?
No, I'm flying the world tour in India right now.
Okay. I was just asking. We've got a saying here, which to us means a lot, and it's all about making the Cape Dutch again. So I was wondering if I can take you with me, but it's fine. Next time. Okay, so let's see. The last time I flew jump seat in the 737-800 with Mango Airlines, we landed runway 19, so it's opposite direction. But basically,
Just a second. What is Mango Airlines mean?
Mango Airlines.
Why do you fly with the fruits?
No, it's just the name of the airline, man.
It's fruit.
Yeah, I know. I used to work for that airline. Okay, so
you shouldn't fly with anymore.
No, they don't exist anymore. They're gone. So
yeah, you are Skymatix. You are the boss. You are the biggest.
Yeah. I'm talking real world, man. Anyway,
yeah, you are managing an airline.
Yes, my own one.
What is mango? Mango is a fruit which is eaten by people.
Yeah. Damn it.
Okay, anyway, I stop. Since I am 40 years old, everybody must congratulate my
Well,
birthday today in YouTube.
your birthday is not today. It was 2 days ago.
No, 1 day ago.
1 day ago. Okay. I know it was
Yeah,
something like that. Well, anyway, congratulations. Now let me speak now for a change, please. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So what I was saying is we came in over the mountains and we actually went visual, but it was a very similar kind of a turn. Now, if you just swap this to runway 19, you'll see it's exactly the same kind of a, lazy turn right there.
Skymatix V5.56 airborne, passing 6,000 feet.
The only difference is instead of, turning to the bottom end, it kind of goes like this, just past that Tigerberg Mountain there and then onto runway 19. So it's a very similar thing, but we flew it not as RNAV, RNP, we flew it as visual, so that's interesting. I've never seen it in the sim, but I don't fly here that often. And when I saw it last night, the winds was for 19, I thought to myself, ooh, that's going to be awesome. I'm going to fly what we did the last time in real world. But so now we're just going to do it from the opposite end. But same idea. This time, we'll obviously just configure the aircraft for the RNP and fly visual if we can when we get there. We'll see what happens. All right. Yes, give me a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, Johannesburg and Cape Town are in South Africa.
Yes, that is true.
You know how I am a knowledgeable guy.
I know. All
My
right,
geography is really 5.
good. 5-5. All right, so, yes, just to put you quickly in the picture, all that's going to happen is you're going to download the full base, basically, or at least the areas you want to fly in. If you take the full complement of the base set that you download for AutoOrtho, it's 95 to 100 gigabyte in size, okay? That resides in your X-plane, and then what happens is it actually streams the photos. So the first time you fly into an area, it's going to obviously cache it. So it's going to download it, put it in your cache folder. The next time you fly, it's going to read from the cache folder. All right. So that's in a nutshell what it does. It is much, much smaller. I think I've got maybe 10% of the world in normal orthos, and I used up 6 terabytes. I've been flying on and off this week, and I've been all over the show. I've only used 15 gigabytes, which is negligible compared to the other original orthos. So, yeah. Yes, I said the same thing. He looks like he's 39. I'm telling you, he carries his age well. Anyway.
Today I need to go to market, Nico.
You're going to buy me some Turkish Delight or tea.
Would you like?
Yes. Fax it.
How I can send you?
You fax it or you email it. Just zip up that Turkish Delight, Don't squash it too much, but zip it up and send it.
Okay, I will do that. Would you like something else?
No, it's fine, Nakan.
Okay.
Okay, what I will do, obviously not set an ILS, we're not going to use. Yeah, absolutely, Tommy. It is amazing. It really, and it's, for me, it's really fast. I'm surprised how fast they download. I mean, I've now measured it. Sometimes it runs at like 40 megabits, between 30 and 40 megabits to actually do that download, but it's quick. It's really not a big issue. v3.55, that's correct. So
Ground flight deck hose is connected and starting refueling.
Flight Sim X, it was actually made for X-Plane 11. We actually kind of cheating by using it in 12, but it works. Okay, not perfect, just like normal ortho. There is issues that laminars still need to sort out for ortho, but for what you will see and what you get and the performance, there's no reason not to use it unless you are, you know, struggling with some other OCD mental problem. You know, I mean, I know there are people that can't, you know, stand it because they have to zoom into grassroots level and measure the distance between pixel 1 and pixel 2. I know there are people like that, and, you know, sorry for them, but if you take it as it is and as it comes, it's not a problem. It works very nicely. Look, this is obviously explained 12, but I like what I see. It works. Yeah, no problem. I was trying to make a joke. I don't know if it came over as a joke because I don't want to offend anybody, but I mean, I do see some pretty intense people with OCD problems, and unfortunately, I find it comical. I actually think it's crazy funny. It just is.
Thanks for the link, Nico.
No problem. The installation process of the AutoOrthos, if you rely on the documentation and YouTube, it's going to sink you, because like with normal orthos, the guys pretend that it's very difficult. And I don't know why. I get the impression they want to look more important than they are, kind of a thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm misreading it completely. But when I looked at trying to understand what they were telling me, they were confusing me more than anything. So I took my time and I just worked through it logically. And I mean, you can do this installation in 20 minutes. Easy.
Are you idiot?
Probably I can.
Why?
No, I'm just saying, in all fairness, we all have our little idiosyncrasies. Some people think one way, some people think another way. So the fact of the matter is, without offending anybody, I do find certain things comical. And one of the things I do find comical is the tutorials that is available kind of works, but it wasn't what I was looking for. Yeah,
You are not idiot. I know you.
Gotcha. So, okay.
If there is something wrong, this is not your fault. This is someone else's fault, I am sure, because you do operative things very well. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah, I hear you. Anyway, so back to the story. Ooh, that was a big sneeze. Back to the story. Yeah, flight simulator. That's what you have to do. I mean, if you have to take these people serious and you have to, look at their entitlement and all their other little idiosyncrasies as well, and you have to bend over for all their stories, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay? I mean, if you want to zoom into where the water and the land meets, and that is not to your liking, kudos to you. Enjoy. But I'm not going to fly there. I won't see it. So I don't care. You understand? And then I just smile. Christoph, good morning. Yeah, I'm glad you're watching. Nice to have you on stream, man. Peter, send you a link. There. All right. So, guys, I'm not publishing my video for general public consumption on how to do the author. If you want to know how to do it, come talk to me. I'll tell you how to do it. But I don't want to get in the middle of some mud fight again. So I'm just keeping it off general public consumption areas where they can see it. So if you want to know how to work it, ask me. I'll tell you. But it's easy. It's not as difficult as these people make it out to be. And I just don't understand why people have to make things so difficult. Don't know.
You don't know.
No.
I don't know too. I don't know either.
How can some things will ever be a mystery?
Yes.
Give me a second.
Grab myself a cup of coffee, guys. I will be back.
Enjoy your coffee, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, since Uncle Nico is not here, you can ask some question to me if you want. Technically.
All right, we're not going to use an actual
Coming
star.
back, so you don't need to ask any questions anymore.
Sorry, I had my headset off. My kids were talking to me. Hakan, what's it now?
Nothing. And nothing important, sir. I wanted to say, if you have any question, I am here because Nico is not available, I said.
Okay.
That's the point.
Okay.
But if it is Boeing, I am not going.
Yeah, that's your problem.
Yeah, it's my problem. It is not Boeing's problem because Boeing is stronger than me.
See?
Yeah.
Right, so there we go. We've taken out the discontinuity. I hope these guys flying upstairs actually stepped through and checked that there was a discontinuity. Oh, this is going to be
Anyway,
fun.
I go upstairs. I am going to talk with Kevin a little bit. I'm going to back later on, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye!
Okay, it's still loading. One. Hello, Neil. Good morning. Morning, Anthony. I can't remember if I said morning, Anthony. Sorry. 1. Index 20. Right, so I'm just going to derate it slightly, but we don't want to go too much, otherwise we're going to run out of runway. What
flight deck fuel is all loaded up and you are
the
good to go.
temperature is currently 19. Okay, it should be fine.
Ready for pre-flight procedure.
But now you know what to do. Command.
Trim up.
Yes, Tommy. And you know what? From the beginning of my life in business and studying and stuff, I've always strived to write better manuals, to make it simpler. I have been to so many seminars in my life or sales talks, where the people tell you how great their product is, but they can't tell you, or they don't tell you how to use it in your application, you know? And yeah, that's just where the desire came from, to do it better. The funny thing is, there's always more what you think there is. And simple sales talk is usually not good enough. It just doesn't work, you know? You still need that clever guy to help you figure out how to put part A with part B without breaking C. Or we want to be on 9. So unless there is a dramatic wind shift, we will be landing on runway 01. So we prepped for that. LNAV, VNAV, we're okay. Start idea.
Captain Hatchtown, the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until all carrying items are properly put away, all overhead bins are closed, and all passengers are seated.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Toes driving up.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring.
Yes, Tommy, agree. Agree. We forget.
Okay. All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
All right. See. Trim. Okay, it's going to come from our 10 o'clock.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Before start
Starting
procedure.
pushback, and you may start engines.
Ooh, it's rolling
Before
forward.
start
What a slope.
procedure.
The moment was a bit much for that. For that release of that brake.
Before start procedure complete.
Start number 2 engine.
Ready for before start checklist.
Start number 2 engine. She keeps on, well, the recognition says to me, what's that? Start number 2 engine. Yeah, speeder.
Starting number 2 engine. 25N2.
I had a friend one day. He told me a story, and he obviously wasn't concentrating that
Starter
much.
cutout.
You know, start number 1 engine. What happened was he got
Starting
lost
number 1
somewhere in
engine.
some town that he wasn't familiar with. He stopped by the garage and he asked the guy there for directions. And he said they were so happy to find somebody that knew how to direct
Operation
him.
complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Flaps 5 set.
Anyway, so this guy starts. He says, go down the road, you turn left. Down the road, first left. Down the road, first left. You come back here, you find me again.
25N2.
So he basically told him to drive in a square. All around, all the corners. Come left, 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 left. Come back, you'll find me here. My friend goes, he drives left. Sure as Bob, there's the guy standing there waiting for him. He said he felt like such an idiot. But it happened. You know, he said, no, okay. Thereafter, the guy told him what to do and he got right. But that was a funny story I remember just now. Got to be careful who you listen to and how you listen to them.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time. Have a lekker flight.
Ready for before taxi procedure.
Some
Starter
people
cutout.
have an absolute
Engine start
ability to
procedure
take you
complete.
for a fool, man. Or to make you believe something that's just, you didn't think about it. Erkibris, good morning. Right, okay, so flaps 5 is set. Release the brakes. Takeoff config test, no problem. 6 back. There we go. Scotsman, I stopped using SAM other than the obvious automated
Taxi
stuff
lights on.
that you get from a scenery. I don't use the SAM menu. In other words, I do not implement any of the SAM features at any point in time. I try to be nice with those guys, and let's just say that I got tired of being messed around, so I stopped talking to them as they did to me. We just stopped talking to each other. There's a little bit more to the story, but I couldn't be bothered with Sam at this point in time. They clearly have no interest in the Zibo or in me on anything that I do, so I've got no interest in them. Morning, Steve. Good morning. Neil, come talk to me afterwards. Then I'll explain the situation to you. Okay? Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure complete. Ready for before takeoff checklist.
Oh, Christoph, there's lots of new things. U14 firmware in the FMC is now getting implemented. Quite a few new features, but I have to actually think about it because it happens. Temperature compensation for cold temperature landings at cold temperature airports is something major that was added. The usage of ISA in the descent forecast page, the actual usage of the winds in the forecast page, that's changed. Another big thing. Behind the scenes, we're working on a new autopilot. Zibo's coding, I'm testing, and some of the other guys obviously are testing as well. Now, I see this morning Mac started talking about it as well. So I presume Mac and Paul, would be testing in the background as well. And then Alex and Sasso, both the real pilots, are involved. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, the autopilot and all the VNAV stories and stuff is getting rewritten in C++ now. So what else? What else is new? I don't know. For me, it's like old hat already. So I'll have to Christoph, do yourself a favor, right? In Discord, go into the Zibo group and then look for the change log, because I put the change log in there. I quickly have a look. The only one that's not in there is 5.7. I'll add 5.7. But if you read through the change log quickly in Discord, in that room, you'll see very quickly what the differences are. Awesome, Peter. Thanks for that message. Got it. All right, let's go.
Stabilized.
Yoga.
Takeoff thrust set.
In the Zibo group, you'll see there's a dedicated channel specific for changelog. It's not the same as the announcements and the updates there, Neil. It's a completely different route. Wow. It changed on me. I had to swing around the other way now. And it wasn't changing direction, but on the feel and the actual yoke, it's changed. Wow. There we go.
Positive rate.
Get up. Right, Command A. I'm gonna switch to standard because we're not stopping. the flippin' update in here now. Oh. Ah, it's cleared.
Acceleration altitude. Approaching transition.
That's interesting, Neil. Look, now I've got stutters. As you talk about stutters, and I usually don't get stutters. I'm not sure what that's about. But I do have that thing enabled, so maybe I must go and disable it again and see. Maybe that is part of the problem. You might have just hit something on the head there. Yes, and because it's now streaming also, I mean, it operates very similarly to what
Transition
Microsoft does in
altitude.
2020 now. So I can go fly anywhere in the world, and if there's autos, I'll have them. Easy as that. It's really nice. I'll do that. Hope I can remember, but I'll do it. We'll see what happens. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. My Xperia listing settings is in my private hangar. So if you want to copy them to play around with them, you're welcome. I think that there is one setting I changed the other day because of xEnviro. I haven't updated that in my private hangar yet, but you could play with it. You can have a go. Yeah, it's not stuttering. The only time it stuttered was when I said it's stuttering. So that could be a bandwidth issue on your side, Steve. Yeah, it's interesting. During that one last test video as well, somebody reported to me it's stuttering heavy, and it wasn't on my side. It's something to do with YouTube.
Tommy Salstead donated $10. Thanks for all help.
Thank you, Tommy. You're more than welcome, man, and thanks for that blessing there. If you guys are quick, I'll try to show you where I stay. I'm quick enough to pick it up. That's the other one. Other side. Concentrate a little bit. I thought it was this highway. Not. Or at least not yet. Side. Oh, I know where it is. There's the golf course. Okay. See the definition, that great. That's the one. Alright, so I'm going to quickly pause it. Right, I'm going to take my best guess for you guys. I'm going to guess that I stay around there, somewhere there where the mouse is. Somewhere there. Just a guess. Somewhere there. Just as a matter of interest. Oh, did we lose the autopilot? Not good. Bumped something. Hello, Indrek. Hello, Call. Thank you so much. Yeah. You're right. You're right. We're using AutoOrtho. Looks about right, yes. But we're using AutoOrtho, Hendrik. That's the source. This is the latest one that you have, 1.22, whatever the latest release is. There's no beta for me to play around with right now. It depends on the moment. I've got some pretty bad cloud edges myself, but remember that's on the roadmap. It will be fixed. Hello, Mark. Well, Mark, it's all part of the same thing I just answered Scotsman about. Remember, this is like the second version now, third version, and these guys are experimenting and fixing and upgrading. The first goal that they have from this moment onwards, since 1.22 was released, is to get all the features from version 1.18 that was in Explain 11. I want to bring that into Explain 12 now. You know, after that happens and we're kind of on par, you know, one of the things on the roadmaps is the cloud edges. The other thing is light reflecting on the clouds. The other thing is shadows on the ground, because currently these clouds don't put shadows on the ground. So there's a whole roadmap lying ahead for these guys. Tell you what, for me, is an excellent selling point on xEnviro is there's two things. Number one, it replaces the laminar engine, the injection at least, of the weather. So that in itself results in number two, which is now you've got a reliable weather source. So if I look at the METAR, there's a 99% chance I have the right METAR. You know, it's not like the laminar one that's sometimes like 3, 4, 5 hours or days out, you know, that they don't update or things like that. So far, so good. Paul, if you're still there, do me a favor, just PM me. Just say hi on Discord, so I just pick up on your name again, please. Just want to see if I can find your stuff you're waiting for while we're sitting here flying. Might have a look. Not on my system, Christoph. Not on my system, because obviously I've got a really powerful system, but in xEnviro, the cheap trick, the whole cheap trick is these first 3 sliders in the second column must just be set to 0, okay? If you want to experiment, you can then go and pull them a little bit, you know, see where it's at for you. But I like what I see, and I don't need to move them, all right? I presume I can move them quite a bit with my powerful system, but I see no point. On any other system that struggles with xEnviro, just make those 3 0. Problem goes away, and you can probably fly it, unless you have a really bad potato PC. Oh yeah. In that world tour, I remember landing there in India. I think it was Mumbai for me. Ah, the smog was terrible. Yeah. When it comes to weather, the xEnviro guys know what they do. The challenge comes in with the new technology of X-Plane 12, the new SDK, the whatever. You know, it's just you need to learn the product now. Yeah, Carl, the reason I want you to do that is I want to see what links I gave you. If you scroll up, I see quite a few links for liveries, right? So they should still be working. So you should be able to get your Oklahoma City livery and so on. Let's see what others are doing. Yeah, there's a couple of links there. Can you try grab them? Otherwise, I'll have to go find them again. You're welcome, Mark. These guys are not done yet. They've got a long ways to go. But if you've got a reasonable machine, you shouldn't have any issues with it. Really, you shouldn't. Unfortunately, if you overload your system with a whole bunch of X-Plane 11 stuff that really shouldn't be there, or you do funny stuff, or your virus scanner is not, you know, listening to you, or you didn't bother to exclude X-Plane and any derivatives or associate programs, you know, from the real-time scanner, you know, you could pick up issues. But, you know, there's a couple of basic things you need to do. If your system, you know, is squeaky clean, no funny stuff, it should not be a problem either. Okay, does that mean that you got the livery you wanted, Cole? Is it still there? Is that the exact one you wanted? Just checking. Okay, cool. All right, takes a bit of stress off me. Thanks, Cole. Cole. No, you're not adding stress. The reason I'm saying that is I've had one hell of a stressful couple of weeks, and I'll explain in more detail if you want to. But fact of the matter is, when I promise to do something and I forget, I feel lousy. Then I put stress on myself because, I don't think about it every day and every time. So, out of sight, out of mind kind of a thing. And when you pop up here, I go, oh, I forgot. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, there you go. Yeah, Cole. No, the problems I have is not related to that. Unfortunately, the only remedy is money. And in brief, I'll explain. My car, when we got home from holiday, after that first week in April, the flippin' there's a bracket between the engine and the gearbox. This thing broke. So I lost the gearbox and the clutch, and there's some damage on the engine. And, now you've got to continue working. We've only got one car, and then you've got all the pressures from work and life. And, it kind of interferes with my virtual world. Just one of those things. Yeah, it sucks a bit. Anyway, we should know this week what's spotting and how we move forward, this coming week. I'm probably going to go source a second-hand reconditioned gearbox, and then see from there on. But anyway, that's not why we just mention it briefly. Yeah, my wife was kind of against that idea anyway, Cole, so I didn't have much luck anyway. And for those of you that know the area, that is the Vaal River down there. That's the main feeding river that gives all of our province our water. No, I get it, Cole, I get it. Christian, welcome. Yeah, strangely enough, let me tell you the story. We obviously flew past the section, so I can't really show you now. But there's a little town there called Vredefort, and there's another town called Parijs. Now, let me show you on the map quickly while we can see that. Look at the ridges over there. This is what they call the Vredefort Koepel. Apparently a meteorite hit the earth there many, many years ago. Okay, so that whole area is also like a heritage site. And then over there, you've got the airfield. That's the Parijs airfield. Now, Parijs in Afrikaans means Paris. All right, so this is our own little Paris. And my grandparents stayed there. I had some other family members stay there. My mother-in-law stayed there for a long time. They've all either passed away or moved away. But, I mean, we used to go there a lot. Now, right next to the river, somewhere, I reckon somewhere here where my mouse is, that's where my mother-in-law stayed. You walked out the house, over the grass, and there was like one little unit in the complex between her and the river. And then on the grass, you're right on the river. And it was always nice going there, just sitting there, picnic, relaxing, all those things. I think it's about there. Oh, you know what? There's another split. It'd be there as well. Somewhere. It was, I don't know where the exact town location is, but it's somewhere here. And I remember, some of these branches of the river, so it's got to be somewhere here. Vive la France. Yeah, yeah, little French town here in South Africa. It's very scenic, and there's or there was, people with little paddle boats and canoes and everything. Obviously, the property next to the river is very expensive, and there are some estates and things there. And if you bought like 50 years ago, you would have prime, space to play. There are sections in the river where the guys have power boats where they do skiing and all kinds of water sports and stuff. Over here, where you've got these branches, there's more stone in the way than anything else. You can go with a canoe, but you can't really go with a power boat. So if you want to go power boating and stuff, it's more downriver, this end, Can have fun. And this river is big, and there's the actual dam. It's a hell of a big dam. Yeah, Cole, I wonder what it was like in the old days. It's a very, very tranquil place. If you sit there and you're just next to the river and the water flows, that's very nice. You can, yeah, exactly, Johan. Exactly, Cole. We do. Now, I want to tell you something. In the early 2000s, when I was still flying in real world, it opened up a huge, huge, huge new world to me to see South Africa from the air. And I didn't know that, but just behind Pretoria, there's a crater as well. I'm not sure if I'll be able to show it to you on the map, but there is a crater. And when we used to fly from Wonderboom, you go towards the casino there. What's that casino called again, Johan? That one out on the way to Wombaths. Anyway, there's a hell of a big casino there. So we used to fly to the casino because it's a big landmark, and then you kind of butt out more southwest to come back. And then one day we were flying in the caravan, and I looked out the window and I go, what the hell's that? And there's this crater below me. I never knew it was there. That was amazing. And I've actually found it in Orthos, and I've also gone there with 2020. And it's amazing, just to fly the old route. We used to just go through those areas. It's just amazing to see the place from the air. Exactly, Cole. Now you can do a lot of things, yeah. Cool, Tommy. Yeah, it's nice. And you know what? I flew over it many times, and I've never driven out there. I've never gone to actually walk there and see it, but I've waved at it many times, flying over it. Interesting. Yeah, I can't see on that map. The one I showed you earlier is easy enough to point out. This Vredefort Koepel, you can see it over here. See, this is easy enough to show you on the map. But if you look, there's Wonderboom Airport, right? So that's where we used to fly from. Bonaccord Dam over there. Then we would travel somewhere up here. Not entirely sure exactly which way, because somewhere up here. Now, somewhere here is a crater. It could very well be that. Because it's got a little bit of water in it, see. But it's difficult to see on this map. Let me see if I can Google it quickly. Maybe that'll help. Ooh, I hope the cloud cover doesn't stay. We'll have to see. Okay, let's hide this. There we go. I found it. It's a nice couple of pictures. See photos. Okay. All right. H. Where's H? Right, so this is Google. There you can see this guy's obviously standing on the ground looking into it. So it's not that impressive. There's an aerial photo of it. You know, and when you go flying past there, maybe 2,000 foot AGL, you can't miss it. You know, it's right there. Okay, Indrek, talk later. So yeah, that's basically that crater in Pretoria. You can't miss it. It's there. And just because we spoke about it, this is Paris. This is what it looks like. This is in some of those branches. I told you, you can't really take a powerboat in there, but the canoe or something in a kayak, you can easily get in there. And you've got little waterfalls down on. Now, from this waterfall, there's somewhere here on the left where the mouse is, kind of where my mother-in-law stayed. Resolution. You see, there, talking about it. Well, it works well enough to be usable. It's not perfect, but that we already discussed earlier in the stream. It's not perfect, but yes, we use it. It's okay. It really works very well. See, this, you know, you would sit there on the shore of the river and you'll see the families go by on the tubes. And then this is the other area. You know, I mean, it's not all shallow. Some of the areas is very wide. Some of it is very deep. The guys typically, they do all kinds of water sports and stuff on it. It's really cool. Yeah, anyway, just thought I'd show you that while we were talking about it. Carl, you know, I think it was this AutoOrtho was released in something like 2018. I never bothered with it because I always had my own Ortho. And the other day I was sitting here like midnight thinking about it, and I just got a bee in my bonnet, and I said to myself, you know what, I am going to try figure it out. And I did. And I'm happy I did. Yeah, well, now you see, Cole, in this instance, what happens is the little program that runs in the background, obviously, you know, runs, and it does everything for you, you know, so it's all automated now. It just makes sense. It works. Everybody's happy. Exactly, Cole. Now, I tell you what, it takes me 20 minutes to show you how to do it. So if you want to do it, you can go try it, and from there on, the only requirement is run the little program in the background. That's all it is. Hmm. Of course, Steve, of course. I put the offer out to anybody on stream. I mean, you don't have to be a everyday regular here to get the same service. If you're interested, I can tell you how to do it. Hello, Magnus. How are you? This is xEnviro 1.22, latest release, by the way. The scenario, no, I don't. I don't have problems with it. What I do have is when you have a crosswind, you can actually feel it this time around. It is magnificent. But if you have any problems with winds, I suggest you log a support ticket, man, to the guys. Ask them if they can give you some advice or tips or help or something. Oh, that's interesting. That was cool. Look, Magnus, look. Did you actually set your explain weather to manual, and did you clear the weather that was loaded before you used xEnviro? Because I know if you have competition in the weather area in explain or old weather files, it could create a problem. Okay, yeah, because that's what I do. Yeah, I haven't noticed anything like that. It could be a fluke, or it will come out later. You know, that there's more to it, but at this moment I don't. What a crab. What a crab.
Flaps one
I did
set.
something wrong. Yeah, I pulled the flap. That's what I did. It's the
Flaps
wrong
one
button.
set.
Oof. Meow, meow. Cat wants to say hello.
Flaps up and set.
I didn't break those flaps. Thanks, Magnus. Okay, so dark blue scenario, that is your answer. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. Let me just get there. This is important for anybody else needing support with xEnviro. Please pay attention. You need to know this. Okay. So this is my explain folder. There's your xEnviro log. There's the layer log. Okay. Take those two as well as your explain log. So when you log a support ticket, give your description, but include these files, please. Let me just highlight that one. There you go. Please make sure you include all of those, because the guys need to analyze it. They need to see if it's a real problem, if it's a local problem, if it's a server problem, if it's a whatever, code problem. Okay. So, Magnus, I suppose it's support@xenviro.com or .net or something. Can't remember the actual support name. Hold on, let me find it. Viro support. Right. I'm gonna put this link in here for you. Right, so you don't even have to worry. You can log a support ticket right there. Right, there you go. There's the support. Yeah, well, Explain is now out of beta, so it is now a full release if you have 05R1. So quickly do it as fast as you can. Check it, see if it works. If not, now you know how to do it. Yeah, it's as good as a release. It's as good as a release. It is true, but I mean, it's not official beta anymore, so there should be support from xEnviro, unless Magnus says no. Edge beta. Yeah. So can the guys ask for support, Magnus? Well, the term full release has been raped many times, I swear. It just doesn't have the same meaning it used to have before COVID, man. It's, I don't know. Everybody calls everything a full release nowadays, and then they keep on patching it behind the scenes. Yeah, I know, man. It's crazy, Carl. I know what you mean. Okay, well, thank you, Magnus. Now I know too. Yes, that's a very good question. Magnus, why would some people have a layer log and some not? Is it maybe because of the beta, or where does that come from? Yeah, we need to find out why. Gents, just for common sense purposes, just to make it interesting. Well, not interesting. How can I put this? Sorry, in my English, For the sake of the xEnviro guys, for Magnus and the guys, pick up whatever you have. I mean, that's a given. Now, let's see what Magnus says. Yes, Magnus, yeah, okay, that's basically what I wanted to say. If it's there, use it. If it's not there, tell support about it and ask them, see what they say. Because if it's a problem, it's going to have to be solved. If it's not a problem, then I also need to know, Magnus. I'll ask Andre because, then I must delete mine. I don't want to make the guys worry about something they shouldn't worry about. So I'm on the latest release. Let me show you. This is Explain 1205 release candidate 1. So this is the latest of Explain. Yeah, Scotsman, good question. I don't know. I know at one point in time, I had to run the layer exe. Okay. So, show you. Here we go to resources, plugins. There was a time that I struggled to get clouds, and this is what I was told to do. So in xEnviro, if you go to layer, see there, to register the layers. So Magnus, I'm not sure if that is after I ran the reg layer, that it was like making a once-off log file, or what it was, but to get my clouds working, this is what I had to run. That comes with xEnviro. So I was told to run it. I did, rebooted my system, and as you can see, clouds are there. So I'm not sure whether that log just comes from running this thing, or whether it's supposed to be there every time. I don't know. But it would be nice to know. That is weird. Yeah, that's why I don't like using Steam. Not for X-Play. Okay, so I'm going to try delete that file then, just for the heck of it. If it wants to recreate it, it can just recreate it, I suppose. Let's just dump it. It's gone.
Maybe you should do that after the flight, Nico.
It's just a log file. It didn't complain. It's gone. It's gone. Right, so let's see on the map, where am I now? Okay, so for those of you that ever heard of Kimberley, that is Kimberley. Now, the thing that makes Kimberley famous is it's got a big hole. They had an open groove diamond mine over there that's now also World Heritage Site and all. Can't see it from here, but it's there somewhere. It's down there somewhere. And that's what made that place famous. Got some pretty nice diamonds from that hole. Gotcha, Cole. Gotcha. Pity the clouds are now there. We want clouds, but maybe 5 miles south would have been better. No. This one is not that big. This one is not that big. Let's see if we can get it on Google for you guys quickly. There you go. These pictures are taken too close. There we go. There's a better one. That's the big hole of Kimberley. You know. It's a trap. Yeah. Thank you, Magnus. Okay, if you don't mind, I'm going to show the guys. All right, so for those of you guys wanting to know what is up next, what the guys are working on for xEnviro, this is their shortlist. Obviously, the items that is not supposed to be known to the public is now blurred out. Okay, but there you go. There we have lights seen through clouds, TAF lookup, historical weather not injecting, X-plane rain base is a bit too high, 4K performance improvement work, CAV does not work, and then the sun. Okay, but Magnus says the sun might be deferred to a next update, but these are the things they're currently working on right now. Thank you, Magnus. There you go. That is a reasonable request, Magnus. Guys, if you want the wins to be worked on, lock those tickets. Get the information to the guys. Can't fix something if they don't know about it, eh? Right, so from here on, these orthos will be stuff that I never had. So this is all new, going to be new today for me. If you don't mind, I'm going to just sit outside like this and just have a jolly good look around every now and then. So in my old orthos, they only started after Sutherland, closer to the mountains of Cape Town. So this will be interesting. FAOR captain, yes, I do. Yeah, I remember, this is like very new for the xEnviro guys, okay, and they are doing this on their own. They don't get support, okay. So, edges of clouds, all kinds of things. We just showed some of the changes they are currently working on. There are a couple of things that obviously needs attention. So just hang in there. You know, Magnus, I hope you make note there. Go check what the clouds look like in version 1.6. I have no idea, but there's a fan of yours. He'd like to have those clouds. So in your hands, buddy. I know, Magnus. It's a hell of a list. I know, there's a lot of things to do. So a good goal to have, Magnus. Yes, Scotsman. I'm in love with these authors. I mean, I've never had them here because this is basically now the Karoo. I mean, this is semi-arid desert and desert in most places. The nothingness grows like 6 foot tall in this area, and it doesn't matter which way you look. There's nothingness growing all over. So. With a few bumps from hills and a crazy sheep farmer somewhere, I don't know. Who knows? Absolutely, Magnus. 100% know about that. Wow, I4 Captain. That's nice. That is nice. I see I'm pulling about 63, 64 frames right now. That crap. Like 16 degrees crap. Wow. For Captain, sorry, I need to tell you, I'm not even running 4K, so it's kind of not the same comparison, but this is what I have. Oh, that's a nice big system, that one. Man, that's a crab, eh? There's my PC specs, IFR Captain. See, it's come through. That's what I've got right now. Okay, Christoph, stay well. Thanks for stopping by. You can get up as many as you want. Let me show you, Scotsman. What you do is you just start typing and then you put a space in between them. So you can have EGLL space, EGCC space, EIDW. There you go. So you just block. Now what I've come to do is I start with my departure and I have my destination in there. So it just makes it easier that I don't have to concentrate on too many things. There you go. So just put a space in there. Scotsman, I was sitting, it was in one of my streams. Andre and Magnus was here, and he actually said to me, you can do that. I didn't know that either. I mean, it's a couple of streams ago. He said that we must do that. Because I put in a comma in between. He said, no, you don't have to do that. As long as it's space, break in between the ICAO codes, you can put them in. And for me, ever since he told me, this is the way I do it, because it just makes life so much easier. IFR captain, I've just read what Zibo told us here. He says that, and I made a mistake earlier. He says that Ian, Autoland, and VNAV is not coded yet. So he's done some bug fixes for us, and he's worked on some of the other code. But those things I've just mentioned, Ian, Autoland, and VNAV, is still not working yet. So it's going to take a few days to just get that sorted. Unless Zibo stops sleeping, you know, because he's known to do that as well. You know, if he really wants to get into the thick of things, he'll sort it out, you know, in a few hours. But we'll have to see. Yeah, so great guy, great guy. Now this cloud cover is nice and all. I love it, don't get me wrong. I would have liked to see more of those. Looks nice, the little bit we can see. Just to have them here is such a big bonus already. And just to add to one of the previous remarks, as far as I know, we're also still waiting on the LPV code stuff. For your EGNOS and WAS, LPV stuff won't work yet still. Yeah, we all admire him. You know, when we go and sit in our room and we start chatting with each other, we don't sit and chit-chat. We don't talk about family and, you know, all kinds of other stuff. We talk about Zibo, keep it business-like, and we do it. And it's amazing to listen to him when he speaks, you know, when he starts telling you things and the way he looks at things. Zibo has got an uncanny way of cutting out all the fluff in a sentence. He can tell you 10 things in one sentence because of the way he speaks, because it's always to the point. I mean, I don't know what he does for a living in the real world. Never asked him, never thought, you know, it's my place to ask him. It's not important. But in terms of his programming skills and the way he thinks, it's mind-boggling sometimes. Yeah, just listening to him, sitting there. Yeah, thanks, Dracula. If you're watching, Zibo, if you're watching, nice compliments for you. Yeah. You deserve it, man. You've earned it. You know what he does? Let me tell you something else. He tells me to do something, and then at that moment in time, I might not know exactly what he means. And I say to him, no, just explain, just tell me what it is. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. It's like he tests me, you know. He says, but I told you what to do. That's the impression I get. I told you what to do. So you go figure it out, how to do it. You know? And then I have to go and research and do it. So, you know, he does help a lot, but when he feels you need to go and research something, boy, you need to go research something. Then he just doesn't tell you. You don't get it from him. You know, it's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we all miss the RAS, man, and we really want it back. But Sasso needs to, you know, sort out these other products still. We will get an update. He said he will. He told McDrying that he will update it, but his other projects like the TBM and the Challenger, they come first. That's it, Cole. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting dealing with geniuses, man. They've got a different way of doing things. Okay, Kies. Dankie dat jy kom kuier het.
Bye, Nico. Later.
Bye-bye, my boy. Right, we are getting close. 163 nautical miles for top of descent. Ooh, what else? Yeah, nice. Yeah, Scotsman, this is a long flight, unfortunately, but I made my reasons clear earlier, or last night at least as well. I've never seen the orthos in the middle of the country, which is what we're doing here, you know, so hang tight. If you can't sit anymore, go make coffee, go talk to the cat, you know, do something, and then you come back. The landing will be better. It does, it does. I've flown this route in real world so many times. It's amazing to now see it in the sim like this.
What's it doing?
It froze up for some reason.
Yeah, I had the same problem.
It controls the flow. No, I could still bring it down, but I can't. For some reason, it doesn't want to let me get rid of the autopilot or the auto throttle.
Goodness me.
You need to fly, explain more, man. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, Nico.
Hello, Nico.
Hello, Laurie.
Hello, Nico.
I don't know how I'm going to stop this, baby. Could be interesting.
Well, at least you're landing inland, not towards the sea, so you've got some rough to deal with, not sharks.
Yes. But I don't know why I didn't capture the glide slope in the localizer. Everything was right. I hit the final approach fix at the right altitude.
No idea. No
I don't
idea.
know.
I'll check when I get there.
Okay.
I'll have to redo it.
I can't flip and do anything now.
The orthos are out of this world, Nico.
Yeah, we see the same. And now that I was alone in that other room, I'm still streaming, by the way. I just thought I might as well come sit here and chat with you guys. But yeah, I agree. The ortho, it is amazing to have orthos over here.
Is that the AutoOrthos you're using?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good.
Laurie, I never made orthos for the Karoo. So from after Kimberley until about Sutherland, I never had orthos. You know, so it's nice to actually see some today.
Nice to have it, yes. Yeah.
Flaps 10 set.
Where are you, Kevin? I don't see you.
I'm on the runway.
Oh, there you are.
I've managed to get it to move forward. But I don't know how I'm going to... It's a bit weird, really. Don't understand it. First time that's ever happened. I wonder if I can steer it. Just to get off the... I need to get off the runway. Otherwise Nico can't land or John can't land. Okay, runway is vacated, John.
Thank you.
I managed to get it off, but...
Magnus, the cover gate button, I've pressed it twice now. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It'll have to be fixed. It's fine, Magnus. Look, I mean, I'll fly this route again, but it's good for what it is now.
Here we come, here we come, here we come.
Around the mountains. Come.
My ILS is working. Listen, sim, you see.
No, Laurie's using explain.
11.
My ILS worked. What are you on about?
Oh, come on.
It's just me flipping aeroplane which has now decided it wants to be non-responsive.
Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for landing.
Uncle John, you break it, you pay it, eh?
You got it, mate. You got it.
Better land proper there.
And I will send you the bill.
That's not what I said. I said you break it, you pay it.
Oh, yeah. I won't break it. I won't break it. Why would I break it?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
For Skymatix. Best airline I've ever worked for. Best airline I've ever worked for.
Yeah, because you carry my black credit card with unlimited funds. I know. I see the statements. Yeah, Scotsman, can you believe it? If I weren't so filthy stinking rich in the virtual world, I would really cry now.
Here to land runway 01.
400.
Approaching decision.
Just gonna park it in here.
200. Minimums.
Looking good, sir.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Yeah.
Good landing.
Thank you.
Welcome to Cape Town.
Welcome to the fairest Cape.
Welcome to Cape Town.
Right down the middle.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Right down the middle.
Did you check your failures inside of the FMC there, Kevin?
I'm going to check that now, Nico. Seems a bit strange. Oh, I can't check it inside the app because there's just nothing. There's just no response from the mouse clicks, which is a bit of a bugger up because I need to stop the engines.
Can't go down there.
Kevin, all I can think of is open the DOS box, type in DEL and press enter, and see what happens. You ever tried that?
I've never tried that actually.
Don't do it, don't do it. You don't want to delete whatever is in that folder.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the only thing I probably can do, let's see if it'll give me this. It's given me that. Let's see if I go back, if it resumes. Gives me anything. No.
After landing procedure. After landing procedure complete.
Well, I'm almost at top of these engines.
You opened the taps up, didn't you?
Say again?
You must have opened the taps up. I had horrendous winds.
I still have horrendous winds, but I'm just flying as usual.
What was my winds, Kev?
150 odd knots.
Mine's 165 right now. It's coming from approximately, I'm guessing, at 2:30.
Yeah. Ours range from 40 to about 80.
Yeah, I think, Magnus, I think this 165 might be a bit much. Let me just see in some brief what they guessed it should be. Let's see. Yeah, Magnus, these winds are double. They double.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now I wonder if that will record.
Guys, I've got to go for a while. I'll be back just now.
No problem.
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, got my flight recorded, so that's alright.
Have you booked it?
I booked it, Dano.
Okay.
Did you get that fixed with the control on it, Kev?
No, I just I went back to the main screen and respawned at Cape Town.
I couldn't mind talking. There's key presses you can do. I've done it before. Windows Control Shift and B.
All right.
And it resets your everything.
Oh.
Drivers the lot.
Oh.
But
There's
my son told me about it, and I've done it a couple of times and it worked.
Down procedure.
I was just messaging them there on Discord because I couldn't mind exactly what keys it was.
Yeah. Oh well, not to worry. I got it recorded now. That's the main thing.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
before I go, I'm going to show you the new Stansted.
Okay.
Rab,
Hello.
sorry, I couldn't hear what you were saying earlier. What was this thing your son told you?
To hold down the Windows key, the control key, Shift and B,
Hmm.
and it reset. I can't mind if it resets drivers as well, but I've had problems with other things, not just 2020, where everything's locked up. And press the 4 keys, wait a couple of seconds, and everything resets.
Ah, okay.
They told me about ages ago, eh? I'll tell you the real about this.
Control Shift Windows B.
Windows key, Control, Shift, and B.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Somebody told me in the week that was to reset the VGA cards because they picked up issues with Windows and whatever graphics card they were using. That's how they would unfreeze their screens.
Aye, it resets your video drivers.
Yeah.
Right. I've done it a couple of times, that's what.
Right. Windows key, Control Shift and B. Interesting.
That's it. I had to message them because I couldn't mind what keys it was.
Well, I tell you what, as long as you don't want me to press the any key, I still haven't found that key on my keyboard.
Mine hasn't got one either.
Alright, so that's that done.
You're right,
Record.
Neil. You're right. That's fun.
You know, flipping things.
Overspeeding. Yeah, something went weird there.
Here we go, here we go.
These flipping scammers. Have you opened it yet?
Just opening there, bud.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I think what I pressed. That's why everything went cockeye here on my side.
Very good, John, very good.
Down procedure complete.
Looks nice, doesn't it?
Aye, looks alright. The nose looks alright.
Let the weather settle.
Uncle John.
Yes, sir.
I heard you don't want to use xEnviro anymore. You want your money back.
What?
I'm just checking. I heard a rumor.
Listen, forget bloody rumours. You want to know something? Come and ask me.
Okay. All right, I'm just checking.
Don't go upsetting me. I'm having a good day.
Oh, he's having a good day.
Okay, don't worry. We won't take your xEnviro from you. Don't worry.
Right, gotta go. Thanks for the flight and the company. Catch you all a bit later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Right, that's me as well. I'm done.
All right. You guys, thank you for trying to fly with. Sorry I was late. I had just too many things to do this morning, but anyway. We'll catch up later. I'm almost there. I'll continue my flight.
Bye, guys.
That is interesting, Scotsman. Wow. It makes sense because that's approximately what I experienced. That's Things are starting to look familiar. This is where my old ortho started, here by these mountains. How far Sutherland is here? Sutherland is just ahead of us, so this would be part of the old tiles.
Ready for descent procedure.
Steve, it does. And for the lack of the hassle of sitting and letting your computer run for days, weeks, and months to create authors. This is just amazing. The orthos, look at this. Spectacular. Some wings, we've discussed CPDLC many times, and Zibo has rejected any and every notion of it up to this point. Okay? If he wants to write his own code, it's going to be up to him, but there is no official plans that I am aware of implementing CPDLC at this point in time. Darkless scenario, no, it doesn't. The AutoOrtho comes in as you fly. It now works like Flight Sim 2020. It literally downloads this as I fly. So the traditional authors took a heck of a long time. Correct. That's what I was complaining about or mentioning earlier. Whatever you want to think about it. But the AutoOrthos, all of what you see comes in on the fly. I don't touch it. I don't create it. This little program running in the background that's just injecting it the whole time. Mark, you need to come talk to me here on Discord. I'll help you set it up. It's easy. It's really easy. The guys that wrote the manuals and made the little tutorial videos didn't do a good job. That's all. But once you figure it out, you'll see. It's so easy. It's like, you know, falling out a tree. You just let go. It does everything for you. Absolutely, AutoOrtho is. Yeah. It just works for me, man. Loving it. I only changed the location of some of the folders. Other than that, I didn't change any settings. It's stock standard default settings to create it. My most favorite part of the world is probably... that's difficult to say because it depends on the day, you know. I like New Zealand. I obviously like South Africa. I like Europe. I mean, I fly crisscross all over Europe, and then in terms of the Americas, South America, those high altitude airports and stuff in the mountains, I like that. Toncontin in Central America, and then in the northern United States, I think Pacific Northwest, you know, up and down the west coast is probably also a favorite. So it's difficult to say I've got a specific favorite one. I don't. But yeah, that's a good assessment. Mark, according to my understanding, the zoom level changes depending on your bandwidth and stuff like that. Okay, and I'm speaking totally under correction. I haven't tested the theory yet, but if you look at the INI file, the little controller file, it says that it starts from zoom level 12 up to 18. So in its control, it has some other function determining what it gives you. Okay, but exactly how it works, I don't know. I have no idea. IFR Captain, there is one, but it's rather old. I made my own tutorial for my people. That's why I say, come talk to me, come to Discord, you know, send me a message on Discord or something, and I'll explain how it works, because it's very easy. It's really, really easy to do. It just takes about 20 minutes to set up, and you need to just understand a few basic things about the space, the cache file, and things like that, and then you set. Well, Steve, let's look at maybe doing the Alps later on. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. There is a test at Amsterdam, 1600 Zulu. Okay, so if I maybe time it in such a way that we fly into Amsterdam this evening to give the guys some traffic coming in for his test, you know, maybe we should take off, you know, Malpensa. Maybe, you know, I'll figure out something. I'll put it here in Discord, so then we can fly over the Alps and see what it looks like going towards Amsterdam. Well, Flight Sim Rex, we want to make it real, right? Zibo and Trickster have worked very hard to get the flight model and everything as real as possible, so that's a good compliment. Very nice. Some wings on my system, 0 impact, nothing. I don't even know that it's running in the background. It's a little DOS box that just runs. Okay, Magnus, that makes sense. Thank you so much. I've deleted it, so I won't show it again. this just looks amazing. Look at this. Just stunning. Yeah, I've got a 6 terabyte that's full. I ran out of space. And I maybe had like 10% of the world, if even, you know. So for me, this is a bargain because it's much smaller in size. And you literally just get it on the fly. Yeah, take screenshots. You're welcome. Yeah, this is lovely. Right, so we are descending already. Well, I've flown quite extensively in Europe in the last week, and now I'm doing this one. We can check the specific numbers after the flight. And I mean, this is a 650 odd nautical mile flight, if my memory serves me right. I mean, cross country, I can see any distance. I don't see the actual distance. Let's just go to some brief. Great circle distance. This is 687 nautical miles flight, okay, according to the Great Circle, which we can then see at the end how much it added. But with all the flying I've done since last week, when did we install it? Saturday, Sunday last week. I've accumulated about 15 gigabytes. And I tell you what, that's negligible compared to the normal orthos. It is so small. What happens is you have to download the base files first. Okay, so the base files, if you take the whole world, is about 100 gigabyte. So you need 100 gigabyte for the base. Then what it does is it streams the actual images. You understand? And it puts it in a cache file. So the first time you fly into an area, it will cache it for you, and the next time it will read from the cache file, so you don't have to download it again. Like I said, it's negligibly small compared to the other version. Very small. We can check it afterwards again. See what happened. In actual fact, you know what? While we are waiting, let's let it run. Let's see. Yes, you just have to manage it. Unlike 2020, that's got the built-in management of the cache folder, that you are the manager and custodian of this cache folder. So what happens is you will have to periodically just clean it out if you run out of space. But I can tell you one thing, at this rate that I am seeing right now, it's going to take a hell of a long time to fill up our drive, hey? Mark, it uses all the normal sources. It just doesn't support Google, because I think Google blocks it. So all the others that you normally use, they're there. So you just pick the one that works for you. And I think it's very slowly. It's all those little images. See, all those little files takes longer to read than a big one. I'll bring it back up on screen a little bit later on. Yeah, you'll have to be creative if you've got anything that might clash with it. But if OBEX is at a higher priority, it should cover it. Shouldn't be an issue. But I also use xOrganizer, so for me, to disable or enable any of this is like a tick in a box. It's quick and easy and it's done. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Wow. Right, I'm back. He's an old friend of mine calling me on Messenger, and we've been struggling to touch base with each other for quite some time, because our timing is always kind of off. And I promised I will phone him back in half an hour. Yeah, I can't live without xOrganizer. I find it very difficult. Wow. Stunning. Yeah, I'm loving this, Tommy. Okay, look at this. So far for today, and this shouldn't change because we're right at the airport now, right? So for today's flight, I estimate 6 gig download. If you take a zoom level 17 tile, for instance, that thing is a couple of gig in itself. And I promise you, there are a few dozen that you're going to need. You're probably talking 120, 150 gigabyte of data necessary for the tiles that I used to use in South Africa. And look at this, it's done it all in 6. This is amazing.
Flight level 100, landing lights switches on.
Yeah, Tommy, once you have the base, that 100 gig base for the worldwide stuff, or if you only choose to do Europe, it's also, I mean, I think that's like 30 gig it needs to download. But that's a once-off, you know. Then it's everything else is just the pictures that goes into the cache file, you know, and then this seems to be magic. I'm not sure if you can see that, Mark. I'm honestly not sure. Oh, I can. It's zoom level 16. All right.
Transition level. Ready for approach checklist.
That's a mixture. I see 16, I see 12. So it's obviously got some other mechanism, like I said earlier, that regulates, you know. It could be due to availability. Ooh, there are zoom level 18 ones here as well. So it could be about availability. It could be about, you know, some or others, something checking maybe for clouds on the tiles or something. I don't know. There's definitely some logic being used here. It's gone right up. It's a mixture. 12, 16, and 18 is what I see. So if I make a mistake, I do apologize. But in the heat of the moment, this is what it appears to be. Okay. But don't take my word for it. Go check yours. You know, it would probably also depend on your server, your internet. I don't know. Could be a couple of things. Excellent. I'll go have a look. I'm also going to put some of my pictures there. So you guys can grab some of it also if you want. Oh, this is just lovely. Ooh, I better start concentrating. We're almost there. I haven't done much. Oops.
Flaps 1 set.
Yeah, just exclude it, Magnus. Yeah, you have to exclude it. I helped somebody last night as well. You have to exclude it from the real-time scanner. I use ESET for business, and I don't have such problems. It's not complaining. We used virustotal.com to scan the files and stuff as well, just to make sure. And we did get 2 false positives on virustotal.com. The rest, all other 100 AVs didn't even budge. They all cleared it. So if you're ever in doubt, go to virustotal.com, upload a file, check it, and that's it. Then you know if you're safe or not. Yeah. Yeah, I like my ESET.
Flaps 5 set.
We sell and support 2 products. The one is the F-Secure, which has now been rebranded as With Secure. And the other one is ESET. We use F-Secure for remote management and stuff. It's much more elaborate system than what ESET's got. So we have to do patch management, and we have to do all kinds of funny, more advanced remote kind of stuff. It's all F-Secure. Yeah, there's no virus here. It's image files. It's literally, I don't want to show it to you at this point, but you'll see in your cache folder, it's literally just a bunch of images. You know, unless they can embed a virus in an image, which I suppose isn't impossible, there shouldn't be any issue. Yeah, this is what it looks like. That's my family's valley over there, Gordon's Bay. If you've ever watched any National Geographic videos on the Great Whites, this is their valley over here, False Bay. If you ever come here and want to do cage diving with them, there you go.
To level off.
Right, so Ian is identified, a bit high, but it's mandatory to be 3,000 at that waypoint. Charlie Tango 520. Man, this looks good. Ah, this looks good.
Flaps 15 set.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Hey, Alex.
Are you still live on air?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I see. Going for the landing.
Radio altimeter.
Yeah, I'm about to turn finals now in base. Thank you, Scotsman. Guys, thank you for watching. For those of you that stayed the whole time, excellent. Thank you so much. For those of you that came and went and are here now, thank you so much. Thank you, IFR Captain. Send my regards. I haven't spoken to Nico in probably 5 years.
Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for landing.
Yeah, I don't think they've got slats. I don't know a single one that would have one right now outright. Good, Peter. Good.
Thousand to level off. Flaps 30 set.
I'll
Ready for
try.
landing checklist.
We'll see.
Taxi lights on.
Neil, I'm wondering if those stutters are not that plugin you were talking about. See, I got those stutters again. I'm going to disable that plugin later. I didn't even use my EN, I just used El Navina. That was brilliant.
500. Clear to land runway 01.
400.
We've got a plugin to enhance the airports, and I'm thinking it's that. You see, it stuttered again. I'm thinking it's as it's loading in all the oil patches and the taxiway lines and whatever else it enhances. I'm starting to really suspect that. Neil, what's it called again? Just put the name out there. I can't remember what it's called, but it's some enhancement, like airport enhancement or something. Something to that effect. Yeah, thank you.
Knots.
That was nice.
Yeah. Great landing. You are professional.
You too, Tommy. Let me know when you're done and when you're flying and enjoying them. Thanks, Scotsman. Thank you, Dog Lucinario. Scotsman, pop that name up quickly. Otherwise, I'll have to go and find it now. That's the one. That's the one. Airport enhancement. After landing procedure.
After landing procedure. After landing procedure complete.
No, this is default. I don't have a Cape Town of any nature in X-Plane 12. I've got the FSDG one for 11.
Flaps up and set.
But as far as I know, this is stock standard. You can check quickly. I'll make sure. I'm not sure, but it sounds right, Magnus. It sounds familiar. Brake set. You know, we might have to speak with him, because I'm thinking and seriously wondering if that's not what the stutters is coming from. Shutdown procedure.
Shutdown procedure.
Dank jou, Linda, hoor.
Ready for shutdown procedure.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad landing. I liked it. Taylor. There we go. That's it in the background. Yeah.
Shutdown procedure complete. Ready for shutdown
Nope.
checklist.
I press Control and J. I'm not sure if I put the shortcut in, but it is based on the default laminar code. So if you don't, just go look up what your code would be. But mine is Control J, and it just brings the jetway. Right, so beacon is off. Let's save the flight, file the flight. Ish. Okay. Navigraph. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't think all the airports and all the jetways are supported. Hey, it's just my personal feeling. That's also true. Shift and G brings up the rest of the stuff. Yes, it's Payware. And it looks damn good, but when you have to wait, you know, and you get stutters like that. Bye-bye, Peter. Stay well. We'll talk later. If you have stutters and things, and they come at the wrong time, it kind of really irks you. You don't want that, hey? So I'll disable it shortly. Okay. Thanks, Scotsman. Catch up later, Steve. Enjoy your show. Anyway, so there was a nice little replay for us. Ladies and gents, I need to run. You guys go have fun. We'll talk again later. If you guys can at all, anybody that's possible, join us this evening at Amsterdam. And out, I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fly that. So anybody and everybody willing to help out the guys with the exam at Amsterdam, please try your best, guys. I'll try my best, but I'm not going to guarantee I'll be there. Anyway, that's it. You guys have